Have you ever in your adult life looked into the mirror and hear your reflection say back to you, "Why aren't you as beautiful, smart, successful, accomplished? Why aren't you as famous as others? What are you even good at?" Have you? Don't worry, you're not alone. I've been there before. Today we'll be talking about the topic of self-worth and how you can improve your self-worth. So stay with me as we discuss this very important topic. Welcome to the Passion and Purpose Hub. My name is Tunde Kukoyi, and this is the channel where we talk all things personal and professional development so you can enjoy success and fulfillment in your lives. If there's one thing that we all crave, it is to feel important, to be loved, to matter. I like how cosmetic giant Mary Kay puts it. She said, "Everyone has an invisible sign hanging from their neck saying, 'Make me feel important.'" Why is this? I think renowned psychologist Abraham Maslow probably explained it best with his theory of the hierarchy of needs, in which he said that as human beings, we all have our basic needs of food, clothing, shelter, and after this come our psychological needs of love, belonging, self-esteem, respect. According to Maslow, if we do not attain these psychological needs, it is impossible to get to the highest level, which is the level of self-actualization and fulfillment. We all need a positive sense of self-worth if we are to attain fulfillment in our lives. Do you know how many people there are in the world? Guess what? The last time I checked, there were about 7.9 billion people in the world. How does that make you feel? I don't know about you, but for me sometimes it makes me feel so small and unimportant. The big question is this then. Is it wrong to strive for recognition, acceptance, significance among such a large number of people? No, it isn't. The problem, however, arises when we try and try so hard to attain this and we begin to let it erode our sense of self-worth. But you might ask, how about social media? Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and many more. Don't they help you attain recognition and significance? Yes, I agree that social media helps you to get your lifestyle seen and your voice heard from every nook and cranny of the world. But what many of us do not realize is that it also brings the lives of others closer to us, much so that it has become our social mirror. We started craving the acceptance of others even more, and we've started using the lives of others as the yardstick with which we measure ourselves. I believe that there's a big problem today that many people are not talking about, and that is one of low self-worth. You don't agree with me? What do you see when you turn on your TV screens? Gender-based violence, body dysmorphism, anxiety and depression, drug and substance abuse, racial discrimination, gang crimes. I believe that all of this can be traced back to a low sense of self-worth. At this point, I'd like to tell us a story. As you know, I like telling stories. Now, there's a fable from the Far East of a water bearer who fetched water every day with two large pots hanging from his neck, carried by a pole. Now, one of the pots was perfect, while the other pot had a crack in its side. So, as expected, the perfect pot delivered a full portion of water every day, while the cracked pot only delivered half a portion of water. While the perfect pot was proud of his accomplishments, the crackpot was sorry and ashamed of itself. So it happened one day while they were at the stream, the crackpot said to the water bearer, "I'm sorry, and I feel so ashamed of myself that I'm only able to do half of what I was created to do." Now the water bearer truly felt sorry for the crackpot, and he said to the crackpot, "On our way back from the stream today, I want you to look up and look along the path." And the crackpot did just that. The crackpot looked up and looked out and was surprised to see a beautiful array of flowers along its own path, but there were hardly any flowers on the other path. So the water bearer said to the crackpot, "Did you notice the flowers along your path? And that there were hardly any flowers on the other path?" He said to the crackpot, those flowers would not have been there if not for the flaw that you have, the crack on your side. Every day, when we come back from the stream fetching water, you've managed to water those flowers, and I've been able to pick beautiful flowers to decorate the house just because of this. All of this would not have been possible if you're not just the way you are. Now, why am I telling this story? I want us to realize that none of us is perfect. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and that's what makes us unique and makes the world a dazzling array of beauty, color, and life. So, what I want to share with us today are 3 tips that can help us improve our self worth. And the first one is self love. You should love yourself, even with your flaws and your weaknesses. While you might work on your weaknesses, you should be prepared to accept things that you cannot change. An important part of self love is to stop comparing yourself to others. If you need to compare at all, compare yourself with a previous version of yourself. The second thing is to challenge yourself. Keep challenging yourself and do things that you once thought that you couldn't do. Because every time you do something that you once thought you couldn't do, guess what? Your self-worth and your self-confidence rises to a whole new level. It could be something as small as learning to ride a bicycle, learning how to speak in front of a crowd. But every time that you set a bar for yourself and you achieve it, guess what? Your self-confidence rises as well. Trust me, it works. Now, the third thing that I want to recommend to you is right associations. Don't underestimate the power of association. A little time spent with the right set of people can make a whole lot of difference in your life. So I encourage you to go where your gifts are celebrated and encouraged. Stay away from people that undervalue, judge, and criticize you. I'd like you to try these 3 things. Self-love. Challenge yourself and associate with the right people and see how it begins to change your sense and your perception of your self-worth. Try it and let me know what results you get. So guys, we've come to the end of today's video. I hope I was able to add some value to you. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already and turn on the notification button so you can be the first to know when I release another video. As I sign out today, I want you to realize that you are not designed to be perfect. You are rather designed to be authentic, and true authenticity has no competition. Stay passionate and purposeful, guys. I'll see you later.